Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Coming up later on this year, we are of course going to see the launch of our next Call of Duty title, COD 2024, currently known as Black Ops Gulf War. Now, we've talked about it a bit up until this point. There's been several different leaks that have surfaced in regards to the game, a lot of different insider information and whatnot, the weapon list, how things are going to work with pre-order bonuses, early access. But in the past couple of weeks, we've gained a lot of new information via data mined leaks regarding gameplay changes, gameplay updates, new and returning features, a lot of them based around things that were fan favorites in the past. So some very promising, some very exciting information here if it comes to fruition. Keep in mind, at the end of the day, these are just leaks. So nothing is official, nothing is set in stone. These things could be scrapped, altered, adjusted in any way, shape, or form leading into the launch of the game. But if this stuff does come to fruition, I think a lot of players are going to be very, very happy. So with this intel today, the vast majority of it is stemming from forward leaks over on Twitter. That's the sourcing for all of this. The first bit of information here is actually a brand new change coming to the loadouts, or coming to the gunsmith with Gulf War apparently, and it's an update to your weapon availability, I guess, in your class setups. Usually in Call of Duty, it's very standard. You've got your primary, you've got your secondary. Now, you can mix and match there. You could have overkill and have two primaries, an AR and an SMG. You could have underkill in some CODs where you have a pistol and a launcher. You could use a sniper and a knife if you wanted to. Well, apparently in Gulf War, there is going to be a third weapon slot available on your loadouts. I would imagine if you were using a certain piece of gear or a certain perk, something like that, that would then allow you to go through and have a primary, a secondary, and then also a melee of some sort. So the melee would have its own dedicated slot, and you wouldn't have to replace a pistol, or you wouldn't have to replace using overkill, and you could have an AR, an SMG, and a knife, or you could have, a sniper, a launcher, and a knife if you wanted to. It's not going to be the most game-changing thing ever. It's just a nice little added thing for convenience, I would say, that does make creating a class a little bit more forgiving there. You don't have to, sacrifice something if you're trying to grind for camos, or if you just simply want to have the movement of the knife on a setup there. You don't have to sacrifice potentially having a second gun. So I think that's a really cool quality of life update and new feature change that I would really do hope comes to fruition. I think that'd be a big helper when it comes to just creating general class setups and loadouts between Warzone and multiplayer. This is something also that I am very much so looking forward to, and I really hope this stays true through launch: the return of custom reticles. For a long time in COD, we were able to grind out our own custom reticles, do specific challenges to get blue dots, to get clean sights like the VOK T-pose reticle back in Warzone 1, of course. And then pretty much beyond Warzone 1 and MW 2019, they realized, hey, wait a minute. We could just start putting these different reticles in bundles instead and try and penny and dime a little bit more, right? And instead, they took out all of the, reticle challenges over the past couple of years, which is a big bummer. I like being able to grind those out. One, it gives me something to do. And two, there's sometimes some really good choices for custom reticles. If I'm not a fan of having a yellow dot or a blue dot, I can maybe have like a slight, crosshair looking thing or something like that. And maybe you like a circle dot or something. It just adds in another level of customization into your class setups, makes it feel a little bit more personable, adds in some more personality to your setup, I guess is a better way to phrase that. So if that does return, I'm gonna be very happy. Like I said though, would not be surprised if this ends up getting scrapped and all these different custom reticles get shifted over to bundle content instead, because if they can put something in a bundle instead of letting players just grind for it, you know they're going to do that, right? Like, that's no mystery at this point. By the way, as we are going through everything here today with all the new Gulf War information and leaks, if you are new to the channel, every single day I got you covered with all things you need to know about COD. We are coming up on reveal season pretty quickly here, of course, for COD 2024. So as we get new information on this or anything usual with MW3 or Warzone with the updates and everything going on there, this is the place to be to stay up to date. So feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and drop a like on it as well. We've also had some new perks leak for Gulf War, a pretty decent selection for perks across the board stemming from forward leaks yet again. So the current list that's been put out there as of now, keep in mind, again, these could change. This might not be the full list. Some of these might just be completely scrapped, but we've got Ghost. That's pretty standard, gonna hide you from UAVs and whatnot. The Engineer mini map, which I almost wonder if that's like an expanded mini map so you can see more, or if it's gonna give you things like advanced UAV pings instead. Cold-blooded, again, a pretty standard one there. Operative, not quite sure what that one could be. Assassin, so that's probably going to be, you know, silent footsteps or quieter movement there. Dexterity, which is going to allow you to have faster movement across the board, whether it be mantling, climbing, anything like that. Hustle, maybe this one's going to give you like extended tack sprint or something like that, maybe. Slayer, not quite sure what that one would be. Flak Jacket, that's pretty self-explanatory, going to protect you from explosives. Fast Hands, faster weapon swap, faster reload. Quartermaster, again, maybe not too sure what this one is, kind of ambiguous. Tactician is probably just more grenades that you can carry. Scavenger ammo and scavenger equipment, pretty self-explanatory there. Gung Ho, we've seen this one before. Gearhead, maybe this is going to be like you're able to see enemy equipment or something like that. Tack Mask, again, one that we've seen before. Support Streaker, so maybe it changes your streaks into just support so you can actually stack them up over multiple lives. It doesn't all have to be in one life like a kill streak. Then lastly, Anti-Up. Again, not too sure what that one could be, but a pretty decent selection of some of the leaked perks so far. And like I said, I'd imagine that this is not even the full list yet. Now, we also have some other fan favorite features that are rumored or leaked to be returning here in Goal 4. Again, things that aren't too crazy in terms of their overall impact on gameplay, but what they are, it just brings more fun to the game, more personality to the game. Like for instance, the return of gestures and sprays, or emotes basically. Of course, this is something we've seen in several CODs before. We had all sorts of crazy emotes back in Black Ops 4 and Blackout, and then Warzone 1 also had these as well, where you could do all sorts of funny stuff with your emotes that you got from bundles or the battle pass and stuff like that. Again, like I said, it doesn't have a huge impact on gameplay. Me being able to throw up a heart to somebody with my hands in game means nothing long term, but I think it's fun when I'm doing it in the gulag, and it was a fun layer to have in game, and they just took those away for really no apparent reason with Warzone 2, and we've yet to see those return. So if that stuff does return, I'll be pretty happy just for the added layer of fun that that brings to the game. Then lastly, we're going to see the return of quick draw grips on pistols. So essentially with those, when you switch to your secondary, you'll be able to pull your pistol out a little bit faster, and it won't be like the full weapon swap animation. It'll be much quicker there, so it just gives you the opportunity to get into the gunfight with your secondary a whole lot quicker. And coinciding with the whole third weapon slot, being able to have a dedicated secondary and a knife slot instead of sacrificing one versus the other, that might actually get a lot more utilization and a lot more attention in game this year if that's the case. So across the board, some fun new leaks have surfaced over the past couple of days and weeks. I imagine as time goes on, every new update that we see across the board for Warzone now, since it's all in the same engine, we're going to continue to see even more leaks, even more stuff data mined in regards to Black Ops Goal 4. And of course, as new stuff does surface, I'll be keeping you guys up to date as best I can every single day. So if you want to guarantee you'll never miss a video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And if you enjoyed this one, do me a favor and drop a like on it on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.